Yo, what up guys, B5D here. This is a champion guide or champion spotlight for Fayne, a spirit Affinity Epic champion from the Skinwalkers faction that was released as part of a fusion a few months ago. This champion hits really hard, but it's hard to keep alive. That's why I'm starting this video from the battle screen right here, because I want you to see the damage numbers that this champion does in my clan boss team. That is the #1 place that 99% of players use Fayne in raid Shadow Legends. So I'll be showing you the 1% place where you might use her in other areas in the game. Check out right there. She's against a weak Affinity champion, clan boss in Ultra Nightmare right now, but I still want to see the damage numbers that she can hit. Let's see which numbers she can do on her hits when she goes in for these nukes. And I'm extremely proud of this build that I did for this champion. That's why I'm showcasing it in this video. All right, Fayne, take a turn. That's a weak hit, but she still landed her weaken. I want her to hit without a weak hit so we can actually see the numbers. I'll also take her into the dungeon and show you some real numbers there before we show you the artifacts and build and masteries and all that good stuff. So I'm waiting for Fayne to take a turn again before I end this run. Come on, Fayne. I built her in a very special way. 144 on the A2. 144 on the A2. That's what I saw. Now, I don't have a lot of champions who can do as much damage. She nukes. A champion that can go above 100k damage in raid definitely nukes in my books. So 54k on this A. Is that the A1 or the A2? I think that's the A1 that went in. I'm waiting for that A3 that does not get, that shouldn't get a weak hit when she goes in, and see what numbers. Now I do have decreased defense and weaken on this boss, which she brings. I'll show you her skills and what she brings to the battle. Waiting for her to take a turn again. Hopefully she doesn't get a weak hit. I'll end the run right here after this turn. 49k, weak hit 46k. So she hit 3 times right there and she got a weak hit once. Well, so let me head over to her skills and show you what Fayne can actually bring to your team, especially in the clan boss or in other areas where you might want to use her. So I just wanted to do that little run. She's the highest damage dealing champion right in this team. 6 million. Yes, she's the DPS that you need for your clan boss. A lot of people rely on Turvold, rely on Fushan. You know, there are a lot of nukers that can bring damage to Ultra Nightmare, in general in the clan boss. Fayne is one of those nukers, but she specializes for the clan boss. You cannot really bring this champion in other areas. So how am I going to be using this champion? For Ultra Nightmare and end game content, I used Fayne as a champion of my DPS for my Bat Eater team. So a lot of people might use her in other areas, but she serves that purpose of a Bat Eater DPS champion. So the first thing I should tell you about Fayne in the clan boss, if you don't have an unkillable team like you saw me just do, I'm talking about Helicat team, I'm talking about Demeter teams, those block damage teams, unkillable teams, Fayne can be your DPS right there, because she brings all the debuffs you need in such a battle. One champion brings all the debuffs that you need in clan boss. Decrease defense, weaken, poison, decrease attack. What else do you need? That's all you need from the clan boss. Maybe you need other you just need to increase the duration of those debuffs. Maybe that's one thing you might need. Check out right here on the A1. It's not that important, but each hit has a 35% chance of stealing 5% of the target storm meter. You can't do that for the clan boss, and she's not viable in other content, but it works if you use her for the faction wars or for special Doom Tower secret rooms. She works there too, but I don't care about that A1. What I care about is this A2. It brings poison and decrease attack right there. 100% chance to land it when booked on a 3-turn cooldown, and those debuffs will be placed on it for 2 turns. 2 poisons, right? Chance of placing 5% poison debuff. 2, yes, she brings 2 poisons right there. So, and decrease attack. So if you have somebody in your team that lands decrease attack but is not consistent, or is not 100% all the time, or it's on a 3-turn cooldown, Fayne can be the second person in your clan boss that assists to place decrease attack when the other champion's decrease attack skill is on cooldown. So she brings 2 things to the clan boss: poison and decrease attack. Now the A3. This is the main reason why a lot of people use Fayne in their teams, because there are few champions in raid Shadow Legends that brings decrease defense and weaken in one skill. I'm talking about Lydia. I'm talking about which other champion again? Lydia is the only one I can think of right now. But there are 2 or 3 champions in Raid Shadow Legends that have that AoE, decrease defense, and weaken on their skill. Fayne has it on one target. But since the clan boss is just one boss, it's fine to have it on one target. It's not every time you need decrease attack, decrease defense and weaken on an AoE basis. So a lot of people will agree that decrease defense and weaken on a Lydia built only for the clan boss is wasted. So Fayne can serve that role of being the decrease defense and weaken champion on a single target on the clan boss. That's another reason to use her in place of those Lydias and those top ones, so they can be used on other content while Fayne is solely focused on the clan boss. So if you have this champion and you're using your big champions in clan boss, she might replace them so they can be free to roam other content and build different ways, because building your champions like Lydia to be restricted to the clan boss speeds and all that damage is kind of bad for those champions. So they should be free to be used in Doom Tower and other content and even Hydra. But when you have them built only for the clan boss, you're kind of restricted to those speeds, to those stats. That's why I think Fayne comes in there and relieves a lot of champions of that role. I'm talking about poisoners. So if you, let's say you have a Xavier who you use as a poisoner, once Fayne comes into your team, you're like, why do I need to have a Xavier in my clan boss? Xavier can then roam other places and be built different ways than a clan boss champion. But again, this champion is extremely squishy, so she is best used on unkillable teams. I'll keep saying unkillable teams, block damage teams, Demeter teams, Helica teams, double monitor teams. That's where this champion is best used for. If you're not there yet, hold on, I'll show you how I build this champion in the early stages in Raid. Maybe I'll pop that video on our first Noob to Pro series. When we pulled Fayne, we built her for hard, brutal, and normal clan boss, and she worked just fine. So I'll show you that build right there. She was not built for crit rate, she was not built for crit damage on that build. She was built solely to place debuffs, and that helped us to stay alive a little bit, and she helped us in brutal in that video. All right, I've hyped her skills up. This is not just hype, this is actually hits really hard. She hits 3 times on this skill, which means it's viable for the Fire Knight, especially when you have those ones that says use only epics or use champions from a specific faction. She is always in there for me. The first hit places decrease defense, the second one places the weaken, and the third one heals the champion by 4% of their max HP, which is not very high, just a little bit heal of heal right there. But like I said, this is what she's known for, bringing a lot of debuffs for the clan boss, all the debuffs you need to keep the clan boss down. Now there's a rare champion that I think might pair very well with Fayne. Before I show you her masteries, let me quickly show you one champion that might pair very well with Fayne if you're kind of in the early games. And this champion is no longer popular in Raid. People don't use him anymore at all. His name is not a Shadow King faction, he's a dwarf. I used to use him a long time ago back in the day, but if you're new to Raid, why am I going back to Shadow King? Dwarf is what I'm clicking. All right, where is he? Bulwark. Now when Fayne places all her decrease defense, weaken, and all that stuff, if you have a champion like this, when attacked, has a 30% chance of extending the duration of all debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn. Awesome. If you have a champion like this, he can really come in there and increase the duration of those debuffs that Fayne has placed. Now, I did not want to start off by recommending the most broken champion for that purpose, who is a champion I already have and I used to use him back in the day, but I no longer. Vizier, that's the champion that is best known to increase the duration of debuffs. I don't think I have him. I think I have him in my vault. But Vizier is the champion that I used to use for that purpose. Let me just show where he is. He pairs really well with Vizier, and right now he's chilling in my vault because I no longer need him for that purpose. But if you're new to Raid and you're trying to extend the duration of debuffs, I've shown you the budget version, and now the broken version of it is a Vizier. He pairs extremely well with Fayne. I can't even find him anymore after I brought him out of the vault. There he is. So he is best known for that, and I had him in the lifesteal set in the early game. But anyways, this video is not about these champions, it's all about Fayne right now. So let's check out our masteries, how I build this champion. But I've not talked about her blessing yet. This champion, of course, clan boss champions will always go for that not the total stats. Talking about blessings. Clan boss champions will all go for this cruelty, especially if you have 1 or 2 champions with it. You don't need everybody to be in cruelty, but if you just have 1 or 2 champions on cruelty, you're fine, especially when the fact that you're not even up to the maximum yet. So that's the best one, I think, for Fayne for now. For Masteries, let me show you how I build this champion. For Masteries, she needs counter attack. Basically, you want to go counter attack Masteries. This was for the early game when I needed to land these debuffs for a longer time. But right now, if I need to reduce this Masteries, I'll go over right here and have counter attack. Now, the only reason why I did not select this counter attack retribution mastery on the defense tree was because of the set I currently have of this champion. So if you're building Fayne right now for the clan boss for unkillable teams, counter attack mastery defense right here is the best way to go. Check out El Head's website for that build if you are not sure which ones to select to reach that retribution. It's really important and makes her take even do more damage. I came in down here and increased the duration of landing those debuffs because if what I needed in the early game, I might need to reset it, but I've already done so. I'm not going to spend that in this video, but you get it. I needed accuracy in the early game. That's why I built it like this. Now for my artifacts, this is the build I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely proud of this build because it's hard to use relentless set and get this type of stats I'm about to show you. Relentless set all the way. On the chest, what do I have? I hope it's attack. I hope it's attack. It's attack. So right there is 60% attack and HP and speed a little bit. Crit rate, crit damage always on the glove. That's what you're looking for. Amulet, crit rate, crit damage as always, right? And then the banner will always be accuracy banner with some speed on it, yes. And I need to replace this one. It's a 5-star and I need better, but it has high attack stats on it. Attack ring right there. So that's Fayne. I did not even need to max this helmet because she is an unkillable team and I didn't think it was necessary to pump more HP into her build. So all these stats are leading up to 100% crit. Extremely important. That's the first thing you want to aim for a damage dealer like this. The next thing you want to aim for what is accuracy. This champion is nothing on your teams without the needed accuracy to land those debuffs. Now for the clan boss for Ultra Nightmare, I think you need about 250 260 accuracy to land your debuffs consistently. I went overboard right there with 287 accuracy. And crit damage, check out how much crit damage I have on this champion because she's a damage dealer and I needed her to do that job of doing damage. About 250 crit damage is fine. If you can get 200, it's good for the Ultra Nightmare clan boss. Check out my attack. Now that I have my crit rates settled, I had my accuracy settled. What next did I focus on? I focused on meeting her speed requirement for the clan boss, which is 223 according to that my team that I'm currently working with. If you're working with a different team, you might want to make her the stun target, or people use her in different ways. Make sure you match your speed with your team speed, not just build her with any speed. So this matches my double man eater team speed as a DPS. And check out the attack, 5,400 attack, almost 5,500 attack. And that is high enough for her to do physical damage along with that crit rate damage that I'm bringing right here. So that's my Fayne build. I'm extremely proud of it because this relentless set allows her to take numerous turns and just reset her cooldown of her skills with Pain Keeper again and go again. So she's always hitting and she's the highest damage dealer. That team I just showed you is a 1-key Ultra Nightmare team with a Fayne. Yes, most people think you need a bunch of legendaries to make that happen. Even with a Demeter comp, Fayne can do that 1-key Ultra Nightmare for you. Yes, if you build her this high, close to 300 crit damage as you can and close to 6k attack or 5k attack as you can, she'll bring those damage home for you. Now that I've shown you her build, her masteries, and how I use this champion, that's the only place I use her, to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Fayne is useful in campaign, in dungeon, in faction. Yeah, she's useful in faction war, but let's be honest, the only place Fayne belongs in raid Shadow Legends is the clan boss. I've never seen her being used in the Hydra. I've never seen her being used any other where besides the clan boss. So if you're kind of new, you might want to build 2-3 champions, right? You use them everywhere. We understand at that point you don't have options. By the time you have options, Fayne will no longer feature in any of your teams. Now, just to showcase her a little bit more, I've put together a team for the dragon where I think she also shines because she brings a lot to that boss battle. I'm not talking about the waves. She doesn't bring much to the waves, but the boss battle, she might help us right there. So I put together this test team to see if Fayne can actually handle Dragon 19. She's negative affinity to Dragon 20. That's why I'm not running 20 right now. I put my champion in the lead right there to add additional 33% crit, 33% attack to her damage stats. Let's do this sample run and see what else she can do in wave content, not just clan boss, because I would love to use this champion in other areas, but the problem is she dies too soon. So there was no way I was going to run this battle without bringing a reviver with you. So if you're going to use Fayne in the dungeons, bring a reviver. Talking about Rector Drought, talking about Seal the Drake, any reviver that you can bring along with her. Let's slow this down and see the damage numbers that Fayne can do. I have decreased defense and weaken out there. I'm waiting for Fayne to go in for the nuke. Let's see if she can one-shot somebody. Woo! 84k on that. On that, is that the A1 or the A2? I think that's the A2 hit right there. Let's slow it down. Let Fayne come around to her ability again. Oh, he's gonna kill all of them now. Okay, they are alive. Can Fayne take another turn? I want to see that A3. That's the one that hits 3 times. She's just gonna kill somebody and we're not gonna see the full damage. So this one does about 47k, 48k, 50k 3 times. So that's totally about 150k hits on one enemy champion. Let's head over to the next wave and see what else you can do. But Lydia already used this decreased defense and weaken. So that's all I wanted to show you, that even on clan boss, even on dungeons, Fayne can be the nuker that is clearing the waves for you, but you must bring some people to keep her alive. You must bring somebody to bring her back to life if she's get targeted and she goes down. She's awesome in the potion keeps, especially the ones for negative affinity like the first one, and of course the one that matches her affinity like the spirit one. She can take them down really fast. All right, Fayne will not be used in Iron Twins Fortress because she'll be a liability in there. Don't bring her in there. Even if you have block damage, she'll just go down. So that's my showcase for Fayne. This champion was given away for free one time like that in raid. Everybody had to log in and just claim her. So if you're able to obtain her and she's been sitting in your vault all this time, remember she can be that DPS you need for your clan boss teams. Whether you're running Brutal, Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, Fayne can do that work as long as you have a team around her to keep her alive. All right, that's my showcase for Fayne. Let me know where else you use this champion, because I'm really interested in using this champion somewhere else besides just the clan boss and the faction wars. We need to use this champion in other areas, but we can't keep her alive. That's just the problem. All right, guys, hit that like button. This video helps you build your Fayne. If you're new to raid, remember lifesteal is the best way to go on this champion. I did not mention that, but lifesteal for clan boss champion is always good. This is only because I use this champion in an unkillable team. Remember that. Good night, guys.